Hi friends, I have another craft for you today. Today we are focusing on snowflakes and we are going to make a snowflake plaque or sign, whatever you want to say. It is like a shelf sitter, as they say. You put them on your shelf, put it on your mantle, or you can hang it if you want to. But it's easy, simple, and we get to use one of my favorite things. We get to use the antique wax. So I love that. All we're doing is I've got some scrap wood that I had a friend cut for me. But also, these guys are the fat popsicle sticks that you can get at Dollar Tree or Walmart or whatever, and just the ends, the rounded ends are cut off. So this also works. So you need to get a snowflake. So these are some ornaments that we had. And that is what I'm using today. And I'm using baby wipes. So let me just show you how this works. We are going to stain the wood like this, but without using stain. I am going to use antique wax. I love this stuff. So cool. It makes your wood look stained without having stain and the smell and fumes, all that kind of stuff. So that's neat. But there is another technique if you do not have antique wax, but you do have brown acrylic paint. I can show you how to do that too. So anyway, I'm going to show you. I'm going to use some gloves so I don't get too much goober on me. I'm going to shake this up. I've got my wood piece. I'll show you how this works. So I am going to use a baby wipe to apply instead of a brush. But you can use a brush. Just if you use a brush, rub off the excess. And that is the trick for acrylic paint. If you're using acrylic paint, just put it on a wipe. These are old dried up baby wipes that I keep in the car, but they have dried up since I don't use them very much. I don't have any babies, but to clean up messes, it's nice to have it hanging around. But if you have even a Clorox wipe or whatever, you can give that a go. This is dried up, so it's probably the same concept as a paper towel. But I'm rubbing it on, and look how pretty that is. That is looks just like it's been stained. Picks up the wood grain. So the same thing will work if you have acrylic paint. You can rub it on, but I wouldn't rub it on with a brush. I would take a cloth or something, a fabric, a paper towel, something else, to wipe that on to get this effect. You could, if you wanted to, brush it on and then wipe it off. You could brush it on with a brush and then wipe it off with a paper towel. That also works. So you could try that. So I just want to show you how that was going to work in that neat little style. Guess what? This is almost dry now. You could grab a hair dryer to dry your pieces, but it's like almost dry to touch. So by the time you finish your other ones, it'll be ready to go. So I did this ahead of time. I did exactly what I just showed you, and then I staggered them. Look at this. Look at this. I didn't even have that difference. This isn't chunks. I don't know what it is exactly. But that's how it came out when I stained it with the antique wax. It looks so good. So then I staggered them and we're going to glue them together. Woo-hoo-hoo. But I didn't finish, so that's what we're doing here. So flip it over. I'll show you what it looks like. I have little pieces of wood, like popsicle sticks, that I am gluing all of this together. I'm not gluing each strip together. I am getting a popsicle stick and I'm gluing those on the back to stabilize. And I didn't do all of it because I wanted to show you, and because of that, it's not stable. So I use the glue gun. Glue gun dries fast. I also have like this adhesive that I got at Dollar Tree, but the 6000 works great. This is super glue. That holds longer or has a stronger bond, I guess, but this is faster. So that's why you would use a combination. So I am going to put just a few dabs of this stuff on here. And so that should make it more permanent. And then I'm going to add this from my glue gun to make it quicker so that we can work with the project. So either way, whatever you happen to have, you may just have to wait a little bit, right, for it to dry. And so what you're doing is you're crossing over all of the pieces so that they all get a good support. So it looks kind of wacky on the back. This is what this one looks like on the back. I only use 3 on this one, nice and sturdy. And also when you're working with wood, things might be bowed a little bit. I don't know that this thing isn't completely flush just because, you know, wood is not always completely straight. So I'm gonna do exactly what I just did and just put a little bit of both glues on here today. And you don't need a ton. It'll all squish out if you do. But I have an idea of where I'm going to use these. So I'm going to put them on my mantle and they will lean back. No one's going to see the back. But this one looks pretty neat. This one doesn't look as neat. But no one's going to see the back of my project anyway, so I'm not too worried about it. There is something you could do if you wanted to. If you do care what the back looks like or you're concerned about it, you can put a covering over it. So if you have some scrap fabric, just glue on the fabric on the back to give it a cover. Construction paper, cardboard, sort of like a frame, right? A picture frame. And there we go. It's on there. And now we're going to do the rest of the project. So I'm flipping it over. So I did this right before the video. I painted everything to make sure it would all, you know, look good and save you some time on the video and your day. But it dried so fast I didn't even get a hairdryer out to dry it. So I got these cute little snowflake ornaments that I'm going to use. You can get them anywhere. I know you can't get them all year, but at Christmas or right after Christmas, you can get them at pretty much any store. So I don't know if you noticed that this one has glitter on it. The one I'm choosing to use has glitter on it. So glitter does not stick. So I took my sanding block and sanded the back of it. So I had a nice clean surface to work with. And then I just put my hot glue on and position my snowflake where I want it on this cute little plaque. So with these guys, these pieces of wood, look, this is already dry from earlier. I used 7 of these. If I were to use the fatter ones I showed you, which are the tongue depressors that are thick, for my snowflake, it only uses 5. But all you have to do is measure it out ahead of time. And you know, whatever you want to use on this. We're just going to do a winter theme. So now I'm taking some ribbon and I'm making a bow to put on top. I like this blue ribbon. It's kind of wintry to me. That's what my theme is. So I'm going to trim off my edges. I've showed you before how to make a bow, but all I did was take the ribbon itself and sort of like tying a shoe. I took, or some people tie their shoelaces this way. I took and made a loop and a loop and tied it. Pulled through and then just worked my ends down. This is double-sided ribbon, so I don't have to keep one side facing the other. So that would be a benefit if that's what you're planning on using. And then just a little dab of glue. So this was an ornament, so I have a hole at the top to hang it, and that's not what I'm using the Snowflake for at this time. So that's where I'm going to put my bow. I like to off-center things, and you can decorate this up any way you want. But I'm going to make a matching pair. And that's it. Isn't that cute? It's a simple craft. And look, this is the same. I've used the same supplies, but look how they both have their own character and the color of the wood and stuff. I love it. All right, that's all I got for you today. I hope you had fun and you make your own. And we'll see you next time.